You've heard of the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory and the Uranium Girls, but have you heard of the Atlanta Washerwoman Strike? Happy Women's History Month. Today, we are going to be talking about the biggest labor strike in Atlanta's history. Now, these women luckily didn't experience anything like the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory or the Uranium Girls, but they still experienced horrible working conditions. It was very hard work. In the early 1880s, Atlanta was still developing because Sherman burnt it all on his march to the sea, and consequently, they had very primitive water systems and other industrial systems. Half the city's black wage earners were women. In comparison, only a few white women worked for wages. 98% of black women worked household jobs, and they started working between the ages of 10 and 16 until over the age of 65. Of those working black women, more worked as laundresses than any other type of household job. Everybody used them because washing laundry was awful, it was a pain in the ass, it was very labor intensive and tedious. However, these women were very underpaid, as they would get $4 to $8 a month. That's right, $4 to $8 a month to live off of. So, in July 1881, 20 laundresses met to form a trade organization, the Washing Society. They sought higher pay, respect, and autonomy over their work and established a uniform rate at $1 per dozen pounds of wash. With the help of black ministers throughout the city, they held a mass meeting and called a strike to achieve higher pay at a uniform rate. The strike was also strategically timed to coincide with Atlanta's hosting of the International Cotton Exposition. The city couldn't afford to have a massive economic disruption. They also involved white laundresses, even though they only made up 2% of laundresses. And in 3 weeks, the Washing Society's membership went from 20 to 3,000 people. By August, authorities were arresting, fining, and threatening the strikers. And in an effort to appease them, the authorities proposed a $25 annual fee in return for a consistent fee scale for laundry loads, which is like months worth of wages. Like they made $4 to $8 a month, and they wanted a $25 fee in order to make consistent money. They weren't having that. They kept striking. And they inspired other domestic workers to strike as well, like hotel workers, cooks, and nurses. It was the largest wave of black labor unrest in the city, and employers knew they wouldn't be able to find replacement workers. They had solidarity, unlike some communities. The next week, the city council rejected the proposed fee, and the laundresses prevailed, raising their wages and establishing black women as essential workers in the southern economy. Happy Women's History Month. I'll see you guys in the next video.